So good morning, and today we are going to start Unit 4, Leadership and Management. And this unit is, in this unit, we are going to cover the first learning outcome of the unit. This is examine leadership and management theories and principle and their impact on the effectiveness on an organization. And the inductive content which we will be covering today. It is a key skills and competence of management, management activities, definition of management, okay, and approaches to management. There are some theories we're going to discuss, and then modern management theories, and then competences of managers. We're going to discuss in this inductive learning outcome. We're going to split this learning outcome into two parts. So if you want to, can you, Keith, do you have any idea about what is a leadership and what is a management?
Uh, uh, leadership. Leadership. I can start with management.
Sorry?
Let me start by management. Management is how do I put it? I'm lacking words.
Okay. So, Keith, okay, then I explain it what is a management and leadership. Hello? Keith, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, is it okay if I shut down my camera? And there is some issue in my camera also. And plus, when I just open it and it caused some problem in my internet connection, it makes it unstable. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, so when we talk about management, so management is the process of planning, organizing, and coordinating and controlling resources. Okay. So they want to manage these resources efficiently and effectively because the main purpose is they want to complete some task of the organization and they want to achieve the objective of the organization. So they mainly focus on to completing the task and execution of the plans. Okay, and for that purpose, they use uh, process of planning, organizing, coordinating, and controlling. I'm just briefly explaining, but I'm pretty much sure you guys have already studied this one. But when we say the planning manager, they set the goals and decide how to achieve those goals. And they set the objective and then dedicating and deciding on the best action to reach those goals. And then they organize on organizing phase. The managers arrange resources and tasks in a structured way. They assign role, they're grouping the task and make sure that right people and tools are available to perform those tasks. Then the coordination stage, they ensure that all part of the organization work together smoothly without any interruption. Okay. In controlling, they just monitor the performance. And if it is on the track, fine. Otherwise, make some of the adjustment as needed. So in short, management is about getting things done to the time at work, making sure it's and keep things under control. Nothing is going out of the control. That is the management side. As far as leadership is concerned, it is ability to inspire people or your employees, influence them, and guide individuals or group toward achieving a common goal or vision of the organization. So they mainly try to focus on the vision of the organization. They motivate the people, and leaders often emphasize their role is to bring innovation, bring change in the organization. They try to empowering other people through development, personal development, and through inspiring through their own behaviors, so they can reach their own on to their full potential. So, in short, if we can say the big difference, leadership focus on people and vision, management focus on processes and execution of the plan or completion of the plan. Okay. Okay. So we have already discussed about the leadership is directing, influencing, and aligning the people. In this one, the that have some kind of we distinguish them from other people. Some people thinks that leadership's born with their some kind of qualities. Some people have discussion that they can inspire. Some people have a view that it is a combination of both. You should have some quality, born quality, and then you should have some kind of the training also. Okay, so these are the some kind of the discussions. Okay. And I'm not going to discuss the theories of the leadership here, but they are the different kind of the theories which explain the different kind of the leadership style. Okay, but in upcoming slides we will explore what kind of the leadership styles are, and what are those, and in what situation you are going to you are going to apply those leadership style. But anyways, yeah, so I'm not going to explain these style here because in upcoming style we are going to do these things. But there are many approaches. These approaches are different. These approaches are the difference of opinion, and they illustrate the complexity of leadership role and the intangibility of the essence of good leadership. I mean, these leadership styles have a different kind of opinion, and these can be used in different situation, which we will be exploring in upcoming slides. Okay. So there is a one kind of the class. There are some kind of the theory of. There are some kind of theories also, and these theories I think so will help you a lot because you have studied. We have covered. It is a pretty much in our previous where we learn evolution of the management and the working styles or also in organization. So but anyways, at this moment there is a one of the theories is a classical management theory. So this theory, I mean, there was a kind of the history of the theory also, like the production operation processes we discussed. There was a theory, so there is the history we will explore in tomorrow's session. But here we are going to discuss classical management theory. This theory is based on the belief that workers have only physical and economic needs. So this is just focusing on the physical and economic need. They need money. They have some kind of their just physical need and economic need. This is not focusing on the social need of the of employees. So they don't consider social element, they don't consider they need a job satisfaction apart from money, they are satisfied with their job. They are feeling their development is happening over there. They are satisfied with the work environment, work condition also. But it doesn't focus on that side. But rather it is just focusing on how to improve labor skills, how they are going to make this specialization of they just focus on specialization of labor, focusing on their task, focusing on improving the task, the timing of the task, efficiency of the task. It is just concerned about these elements. And in return of that, they just want to give them the monetary benefit. In this case, they have a centralized leadership and decision making. It means all the decisions are made by the top level managers. They don't include the employees in that decision making, and all the time they just focus on profit maximization. So it is kind of the bill I can say it is a kind of bit selfish approach. The company mostly think about themselves, about work all the time, about task all the time. They are not considering about the human element in this approach. uh, in management leadership, there are leadership and management qualities play a very critical role to run the organization successfully and to become a successful manager. So there are many qualities manager should have. These are think creatively because they are coming up the different and uh, with the different vision of the company, and not only they come different vision, but apart from that, if they have a creative thinking, then they come up with creative solutions also toward the problem. And apart from that, and on top of that, we can add, if they think creatively, they come up with the good ideas also, which can lead toward the innovation also, which can provide the competitive advantage to the organization. And it is very important for the managers or leader, they should be calm under pressure so that they can make the clear decision. If they are hyper, they are tense, I don't think so they have a good state of mind to make the right and clear decision. And they should encourage the two-way communication, because sometimes you can get the good information from your employees also, because they are working very close to the task, and they can give you better information. And managers or a leader, they should have a desire to achieve the great things. For that thing, they should be well informed about within the organization condition and outside of the organization condition. So they can grab the opportunities, they can deal with the threats, they can be informed about the weaknesses and strengths of the organization, and they play on those strengths and weaknesses. So they should possess an air of the authority. They should take the authority. Okay. So these are the some main qualities. We will be discussing some qualities in upcoming slides also. We'll explore more quality. I already explained that slide. So there is the question: do you have to be born with the correct qualities, or can you be taught to be a good leader? So there is a combination of personal characteristics and good training. It's not that you should just come with the born quality. No, you can train you also. So there is a combination. So when we talk about the management and leadership quality, there is not a certain hard and fast rule that you are going to deal with your employees in a certain way. There are the different approaches you can deal with that one. Again, in upcoming style, when we will be discussing the leadership style, you can see that thing. There are different approaches: rigid, soft, and mixed approach. In general, managers very strict with their staff. They want to control them very tightly. They supervise them very closely. And on the other hand, some managers, they just prefer to be relaxed and calm with their employees. They empower them. They give them freedom in their working life. They empower them making the decisions. So this is all. So as I told you, there is no hard and fast rule. Whatever is working for your organization, manager just go with that style. And I think so this is the best way. You need to find what is good for your organization, what is working for your organization. You shouldn't be strict, oh, I should be just relaxed, or I should be very, very tough on my employees. Okay. When we talk about the management and leadership things, it is all about it also focus on the performance management also, because leadership and management, ultimately they want to get the work done, and it should be done by the people. So they need to focus on the performance of the employees also. So performance management is also a very critical part of leadership and management. So for that purpose, managers or leaders focus on the on employees' performance. If we talk about the performance management, it is basically a continuous process used by organization which helps employees to perform at their best so they can achieve the business goals. So mainly it involves setting clear goals and regularly monitoring progress, giving feedback to your employees, and supporting employees' developments. So if we talk about, there is a kind of the simple process. So key parts of performance management process include setting objective, where you are defining what success looks like for each employees or team. You need to explain that, or you need to set those objective with your employees. Then you need to monitor and feedback their performance, checking progress, and giving regular constructive feedback to your employees. Don't demotivate them, just give them constructive feedback and encourage them. And not only feedback is enough, then based on that feedback, you need help your employees grow their skills and overcome challenges through development support program. And then keep performance review periodic. You need to evaluate overall performance to recognize achievement or identifying areas of improvement. So in short, performance management helps align individual work with organizational goal, and the same time improving employee growth and effectiveness also. So you don't need to be selfish just to keep thinking all the time about your organization success. You need to focus on their personal growth also. When you are having employees, after 10 years time, you need to grow your employees in terms of skills and things. So these are the ongoing process: communication, talking to them, holding meeting, do the observation and documentation, as I explained the process already. Performance appraisal meetings are there. Okay, where I am gone. Okay, then performance diagnosis and coaching, like training and development programs are there. So you should be doing these things. Okay, so these are some kind of the theories. Okay, so we are not going to cover all of them. This is just diagrams, and these are the motivation theory. Leader in managers and leaders try to utilize these different kind of the theories. Some of the theories we will be covering in our module. Okay, but there are the different theorists, and they introduce or they invent these different motivation theories to motivate employees in organization. And most of the organization, more or less, these theories, one of them or more of them or combination of them. Okay, so we are going to discuss the McGregor theory over here. So motivation theory, how you can get. So these theories are basically giving types of link with the type of the leadership or management styles also. So McGregor theory is a two-factor theory, okay, or behavioral theory. So what McGregor theory? So key function of, as I discussed, the key function of leadership is to motivate their worker or influence their workers, okay, or inspire your workers. So mostly it can be done different ways, but McGregor has given his view. According to him, manager sees the leader sees different views or have a different views about their subordinates. Okay, what kind of the views? So typically we say theory X. What is the theory X? To one, in other words. In this theory X, manager believe that their workers are very like lazy worker. They don't like work. They don't enjoy their work. Inherently, they are not ambitious. They are lazy. They are not responsible, and they are untrustworthy. So that's why they believe to get the work done, they need to closely monitor and control and their employees to manage them and to get the work done. Contrary to this, theory Y says manager believe that their workers are enjoying work, they are very self-motivated, they are very responsible, they can organize themselves self very well. And in that case, it thinks they can take care of themselves and they don't need a much supervision and they don't need much management. So these are the two different views of the employees. So in they want to certify their, oh yeah, so also in theory Y, they believe that apart from money, they need a different other kind of need. They want to fulfill self-actualization, self-recognition in the organization. They want to be recognized, or I have promoted to this level, or I have good work, sorry. So they want a recognition in the organization in terms of like employee of the week, employee of the month. So they have some such kind of higher need. They don't need of the just basic salary and good working condition. No, they have a higher need. If you have Maslow's hierarchy of need, you will know there are the different needs. So self-actualization come amongst the higher order needs. So apart from the money, they need a other kind of the need. So if we can see the theory X, it corresponds to the scientific management view of worker, where um, managers control employees closely, and there all the decisions are made by the higher level management managers. They don't include the employees there, so it is quite linked with the scientific management. We will be exploring this one tomorrow, so this concept will be further clear. Then you will be able to linked the dot with this one, with the scientific way. So theory X is very well connected in the environment of scientific management, there where they control the employees. All the decisions are made by the higher level of the higher level of level of hierarchy. Okay. And in this case, they just want to focus on the monetary benefits, and they want to motivate staff just through the financial benefit. And in this case, worker mostly fail to perform. And in this case, anyone if they're performing better, they give them the financial benefit. If someone is not performing better, then they give control them their performance through discipline, maybe some kind of the penalty or some kind of the fines and things. Okay. In theory, why? Mostly they focus on the social need of the people, so they focus on human relations of the worker. In this case, staff is given more empowerment, relaxation, and they can make their own decision. Okay, and in this case, they are not rewarded with the financial benefit, but through the recognition and through self recognition, they will be awarded through this one, because in this case, they want higher level of need satisfaction, as I explained in previous slide. Okay. Leadership styles. So there are in management, as I told you already. So there are the different kind of the leadership style. There are the different theories. I didn't explain here and in this slide, leadership slide. Yeah. So I told you there are the different leadership theory and style, which we are going to discuss in upcoming style. So we are going to discussing here now. Transformational leadership, transactional, situational. So this is fair and central leadership. So let's explore one by one. What happened in transactional leadership? It is just kind of the trait. Transactional leadership, you want get something in return. What you want get in something return? You want buy your employee services, loyalty, compliance with the organization's rules and regulation, and in return you are going to give them some kind of the reward. If they are doing well, then you are going to give them monetary reward. Otherwise, you are going to control them through the discipline. When we talk about the transformational leadership, it is mainly deal with the change. They're inspiring the people, they're inspiring their employees. Okay, and it focus on the change, on innovation. Okay, so they focus on that thing. And in that case, in transformation leadership, you share vision with your employees where you want to be in future, enthusiasm, you influence them personally through your behavior, and you're all focused in change, innovation, and developing team potential. So mainly this thing help with the change, transformation. Apart from that one, as I have discussed already, there is not right and wrong way, or there is rigid approach of leadership. So there are the different approaches you can use it. So there are some kind of generic skill, management of attention, meaning trust in self. You can do the study of these skills in your free time. It's just like homework, very self-explanatory. There is another leadership style. Fair leadership. Says fair leadership. I'm sorry, maybe if I'm pronouncing it wrong, it means leave alone. So as it is self-explanatory, it means your employees don't want to be controlled closely by their leaders. So in this case, you give the power to your managers, to your employees, okay, and you give them the freedom and flexibility in their thinking, in their performing their tasks, okay. But in this case, there are some kind of the drawbacks. Some kind maybe you are not defining their manager's role in a clear way. So there is ambiguity in role defining, okay. So this kind of the leadership style is suitable when your staff, you see your staff is active, enjoy work, they are self motivated, they are ready to take the responsibility, and you can trust them that they will be doing their jobs without their supervision. In that case, this kind of the leadership style is very, very helpful and successful, because your employer doesn't want to be supervised closely. They want leave us alone. We will do the best job and we'll get it done for you. In that case, if you will controlling them, then they will be demotivated. Okay. So this is the fair leadership style. Okay. Okay, the rest of the thing you can read it yourself. These are quite self-explanatory. I'm not going to spend time in this one. So you can see how leadership brought the change in the society values. Okay, you know what? Let me explain quickly. So this leadership style is moving in today's time. It is more into fashion, more in the organization. The reason is this: the people are the workforce is better educated. Now they are focusing on the soft HR skill. What are the soft HR skill? We will be discussing in upcoming style. So changing workplace organization, it is changing with the word time. And nowadays there are the laws of regulations. You can't be strict with your organization, with your employees now. And now there is a pressure for greater employee involvement, because where the employees are involved in decision making in the work, they're coming with the more better ideas, innovative ideas, and they are performing well. Okay. And the last one is the central leadership. What does it says? It focus on the three core responsibilities of organization. Number one is achieving the task, managing the team, and meeting individual needs. So in this kind of the leadership style, you need to consider these three areas. Focus on tasks, teams, and individual need. So successful leader focus on these three areas at one time. They are not going to, they don't overlook any of the areas here. Okay. So if we talk about uh, which one we are discussing, yeah. So when we talk about team, you need to get together the team, assigning the role, gel your teams, okay? Achieving the task, it means you are setting the task very clearly, setting the target, timeline, assigning the roles clearly. And when we talk about meeting individual need, you are holding the meeting with the individual person. If they need a self-development, you are providing the training and development program them. So these are all the areas. So what you need to do, you can't overlook any of them. If you are neglecting one of the areas, then you won't be successful in that case. So the only people who are focusing on all the areas, those people are successful, because all the areas are important. You need to achieve the task. It can't be happened without managing the team, and it can't be happen if you are not developing your individual needs. So focusing on one area too much while neglecting other can lead to failure. For example, focusing only on the task may cause burnout. Maybe you are just exhausting your employee, you're tiring them excessively. Okay. Prioritizing team harmony without clear goals may reduce productivity because you don't have a direction. So maybe you're wasting your effort. So meeting individual need but ignoring the team dynamics can cause division. Okay. So you maybe approaching to the um, grouping. So in summary, you need to do, in short, effective leadership is you are making the balance amongst all these three areas. Okay. To be successful or achieve high performance and sustainable and competitive in the market. Okay. There are some kind of the contingency theories. So when we say the contingency theory says, yeah, basically it is contingency theory state that there is no single best way to manage an organization. Okay, the rest of the approaches they have a one single stance. Okay, transaction leadership, transformational leadership. Okay, and when we talk about contingency theory, it says there is no single best way to manage an organization. So the most effective approach depends on the specific situation or context. You need to see what is special situation in your organization. Just base go according to that. Independent approach should be based on the situation. Okay, they shouldn't be stick with the style. Okay, factorize organization size, environment, technology, and people influence the best way to manage. Okay, you need to consider what is the size, what is the environment, technology, and the people. They help you to decide what way you are going to adopt to manage people. Okay. You need to encourage flexibility and adaptation rather than following fixed rule. In contingency, you need to be flexible. If there is a flexibility, you can respond to the changes also in a quicker manner. Leader and a manager must adjust their style and structure to fit changing conditions. So if the conditions are changing, external changes, internal changes, then according to that, you keep changing your style also. Don't be rigid. Oh, my leadership style is this. It won't work. Okay. So for example, a fast-changing technology or tech company needs a flexible team and team-based structure. Okay, if there is a large manufacturing firm, may perform better with the formal hierarchy and standard procedure. So you need to see what kind of the environment, what kind of the organization you are working. So according to that, you need to adopt your leadership or your management style. So basically, contingency theory help organization adapt to their unique situation to improve effectiveness. Okay, so that is kind of the flexible approach. So there are the many um, approaches introduced. So there are different theorists, balanced transformation leadership, managing change, leadership to motivate. Okay, so let's explore some of these contingency skills, contingency theories in brief, what these theories are. Okay, so balanced transformation leadership says it more focuses or they put the emphasize the importance on of leaders inspiring and transforming their followers or their employees. How they can do it, they are going to share their vision, where they are sharing their vision of the organization, communicating in their better way, and then they try to on the trust. They are building the trust among the managers, leaders, and their employees, and developing personal growth in others also. So, in this way, you are working together. When you're working together, then you buy more trust, then you buy more motivation, and the loyalty of the organization. You work together to towards the change. Okay, so transformation leadership, as we discussed already, they've more focused on toward the change. Okay, so quotas I think so. I will explain quotas in after. First, I will explain HIFT's leadership to motivate. So basically, it introduced adaptive leadership. Okay, according to the situation, you are adapting your leader. It's focusing on mobilizing people to tackle tough challenges by encouraging them to adapt. Whatever the tough situation is coming, according to that, he just motivate people or employees to change themselves according to that challenges. How they should learn what the challenges are, what the difficulties are, and then try to find out the new solution and rather than relying on authority alone. Not only just relying on their authorities or on their managers. No, if any situation, complex or challenging situation is there, just just confront that challenge, try to learn the situation, read the problem properly, and learn out of that problem, and then try to find out the new situation. And according to every new situation, you need to be a you need adaptive. So that's why it is called adaptive leadership. And Kotter is talking about the uh, co- uh, Kotter theory is mainly focused on change, on managing the change. So it has mainly 8 step process for leading organization change. So what he says, I'm just explaining in descriptive form, not going very precise steps, but briefly I explain. First, according to him, he says one should need to create urgency. Urgency mean explain so people can understand why change is needed. Okay. Then they need to build a team of supporters who can help lead to the change. Okay. Next, you need to create a clear vision for what the challenge will look like. Okay. And then you need to communicate this change to everyone. And then you need to remove any kind of the obstacle that might slow down the things. You can celebrate small early successes to keep people motivated. This motivation is very important. Showing on the progress and of the company's culture over time. Okay, so this is their contingency, coach's contingency theory. So as I explained that one, it is a very like uh, um, flexible approach. Whatever suits to your organization and situation, you need to follow that one. So there are some kind of leadership styles also. Autocratic, paternalistic, and democratic. When we talk autocratic, in that case, all important decisions are done by the manager. They don't involve their employees in that decision. The benefit is you make the quick decision because managers are getting together. You don't need inclusion of from the different department. So quick decision. Okay, so disadvantages there is no two-way communication, and sometimes employees feel demotivated. They feel that they are left apart. People are not considering the part of the organization. Okay, and then there is a kind of the division between them and us. Managers become one group, and employees subordinate become an other group. So there is a division in the organization. Paternalistic management style, so in this case, they make the decision best in interest of their employees. Okay. And in this case, they do the consultation and they discuss with their employees. But they made the decision themselves. They don't include the employees in the decision making process. This is a more two-way communication, and this way you can motivate your employee. They feel the part of the organization and they feel that their social needs are being met and they are being heard. Okay. Sometimes slow down the processes because you need to first discuss with your employees and then you are making the decision. Okay. And as I told you, in case talking with the employees, decisions are making by the higher management, still it is a dictatorial and autocratic style. In democratic style, as the word is very self-explanatory, workers are allowed to make their own decisions. Okay. And sometime business are run by the majority of the decision. Voting processes may be there. So majority is authority. Okay. In this case, you assign the authority to the different level of the organization manager, some managers or lower level managers or supervisor. And when you are going to make the complex and specialized kind of the decision, like a departmental level decision, so maybe financial manager and marketing manager, they can do the best decision in their domain. So this is beneficial in those areas. So you need to be very careful if your employees are not well experienced and well skilled. So then in that case, they can make the errors and cause big problem and losses to the organization. Okay. Again, this picture is not about strategically rich, but I think so they just want to depict through that this picture that the qualities of a good leadership. Anyways, we are going to explore these qualities of the leadership. Anyways. So there are some Mintzberg's 10 skills of the managers. Okay. He has divided into the three main parts, interpersonal, informational. And in the next slide, okay, what happened? Sorry, it got stuck. Informational, and the last one is decisional. Okay. Okay, figurehead, it is just kind of the figure of the organization is not very active, so maybe symbolic, they take the symbolic role. Manager obliged to carry out social, inspirational, legal, and ceremonial duties. Okay, for example, they are receiving visitor and making presentation kind of things, so they are not very actively involved in these things, so they can do figurehead roles. So leaders, so this is the key roles. They should maintain a good relationship with project, and they are allocating the tasks, hiring the people, right people, delivering the training, and they are involved in the motivating staff, running some kind of motivational programs or some kind of the different techniques. So, base for example, seeking to build teamwork and foster employee commitment, it is good for that reasons. So, license mean you are developing the contact outside of the organization along with the inside of organization. You are developing some kind of the contacts or network, building the network outside of the organization through which information and favors can trade for mutual benefits. Okay, so what happens in this case, you are making the relationship with your supplier, with your customers, because it is very important. If you don't have a good relationship with your supplier, it can impact your business processes, delay your productions. In the same way, you are going to make the good relationship with your customers to gain their satisfaction and to retain your customers. So this is very important to develop the networking outside the chain of the command. Okay. Okay, then informational side, what you need to do, you need to perform the role of monitoring, or you should have these kind of the skills or roles. So the manager collect and sort information. They can gather some, go through some kind of the reports, okay, and get the information, develop the understanding, share these information with other partners, okay. And when you are well informed about your organization, then you are in a better condition to make the right decision for the organization. Okay. Disseminator, I mean, you are giving or passing the information to other departments and people. Okay. So you are going to passing information to your employees, some information regularly. Basically, all the employees should be updated in some organization like high tech and organization. They are progressing fastly. Maybe in those organization you need to periodically you need to updating and sharing the information to your employees. If the new rules are coming, new legislations are there, it's your responsibility to inform those information. And sometime you are your stakeholder on public level, you need to provide information to your employees. So this is your job also, okay, to make all the stakeholder informed and satisfied. Spokesperson, it means that person is giving information to various external group, okay, and the person performing the role of public relationship capacity. They do the lobbying for the organization. In some cases, as I told you, you need to perform the information, provide information to the public, where you have the very high level of public limited company, or where you have shares of the public. In that case, you need to inform the public about the organization performance, because people's stakes are in that organization. You need to inform the plans and policies of the organization, what you are going to do, what kind of the changes you are going to bringing. So this is very important to keep satisfied your external stakeholders. Otherwise, there will be the mistrust between you and between your company. You should have entrepreneurial skills also. You can keep looking what kind of the problems and what kind of the opportunities are prevailing in your external environment, and what kind of the improvement you should have bring in your organization. So it is also be very important. You should have such kind of the skills also for the success of the organization. Okay. Disturbance handler. This is so very important. I think so one of the basic qualities. They should handle the pressure. They should be in a better control. They should have a creative approach to deal with the problems. solutions, and be calm in the pressure. Okay, so okay, so you can deal with those issues. And sometimes your department cannot control the issues within the department, then you should be in the position to solve those issues. Okay, for example, there are strikes on unpleasant, even you should be in you should have that attitude and skill to deal with those issues. Okay, resources allocated managers should be very vigilant that what is the urgency and priority of the organization at that point of time. And according to that, you need to assign the resources to the more important tasks in terms of money, equipment, personnel, and management time. So you need to do, so you can control the expenses of the organization and stay competitive. Okay. Negotiator, when you are dealing with the outside organization, you are making some kind of the contract and dealing outside of the organization with your suppliers, then you should be a good negotiator as well. You should have a negotiation skills. Okay, so in that case, you can participate as spokesperson, as figurehead, and resource allocator. Okay, so these kind of the things you have to do when you are doing signing the contract. You should know what kind of the resources you have, how much resources you can allocate in terms of money, in term of people, in terms of physical resources. So you should have negotiation skills also. Okay, and you should know how to negotiate and how to prepare yourself before going to the meeting. Okay. Okay. Okay, we talked about already what is the soft HR and hard HR, what we are discussing this, why we are discussing this one, because it is linked with the management styles. Some management style focused linked with the hard approach of HR, and some management styles are linked with the soft approach of the management or leadership styles. Okay, when we talk about the hard approach of the leadership style, they just focus or they just want cost effective workforce. Okay, where you can make the decision making quicker, and it is focused on senior management as we have discussed on autocratic style. So over there they use a hard approach, or the decision are made on that by the managers. Okay, where the decision and they reducing the cost. They don't focus on the employees' need. So this is a bit they are missing on the social and human element of the employees. So what happens is most of the time it leads toward the demotivation, and which leads to higher absenteeism and turnover of the employees and less successful recruitment. Okay, because you are not considering employees social need, you're just focusing on the task, you're just more focusing or trying to motivate employees just through the monetary benefit. On the other side, the soft approach, it certainly will give you the flexibility. Okay, and where you are treating your employees nicely as compared to the hard approach. So in this case, you you come up, you want to manage your employee through the reward system, reward employee performance. Wherever their performances are good, you are awarding them, and you try to motivate your staff. So there you are just introducing different kind of the reward system to motivate your employees. Monetary benefit, self-recognition, employee of the week. Okay, so you are maybe considering the social need, working environment. Okay, so you are working on that side also. But the one of the drawback is this: when you are giving the benefit to employees, maybe it is adding up your cost, and at some point maybe you have to spend loads of money and your cost is increasing, and it leads to the maybe you are compromising on your competitive advantage. So this is your homework. You are going to take this quiz, okay, leadership management style revision quiz. So you have to do that one. So if you can see, we have gone through today with the leadership styles and leadership qualities. What is the leadership, what is the management? We have gone through the definition, Okay, so in today's lesson, we have covered all these. So we have covered their leadership qualities. Okay, we've gone through the leadership styles, theory X and theory Y. Okay, performance management we discussed today's session. Okay, and then we discuss what is the leadership and management. Okay, both I explained the both terminologies in sufficient detail. Okay, so in tomorrow's session we will be discussing different evolution of management theory. So different theories are there. We are going through those theories. So tomorrow's session is based on evolution or management theory. So there are some kind of the books you need to go to your Moodle. You need to check that all the resources are available there or not. If the books are not there, please talk to the management so they can provide you the resources, reading resources in timely manner, so you can study as you go along with the course. So this is all about in today's session. So I'll see you tomorrow. Anyways, Kate, do you have any question? We have 5 minutes.
No question.
Okay, how did you find this session? Easy to understand, difficult? What?
It's okay, easy to understand.
Pardon me?
It's okay, it's easy to understand.
Easy
Very
to
explaining.
understand. Okay, that's great. But
Yeah.
anyways, tomorrow's session, the scientific or these theories, evolution of management theory, some part you will find are bit relevant with our previous module, where with operations management or operations development. I can't remember the name of the unit, but I know it is related to the operations. Okay, production operations. So it will be little bit linked to that one also. So, yeah, question, Keith.
Sorry?
Do you have any question?
No. No questions for now.
Okay, so please do this quiz. So maybe I'll ask you about the quiz tomorrow. Okay, and
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow. Okay,
Okay.
thanks, my dear. Bye.
Okay. Can you send the link in the chat? Copy
Pardon
paste the
me?
link to the chat. Can you copy paste the link to the chat area, the chat box?
Which link? This one? Okay, I'll do.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Let me do it now. Okay, I'm going to stop recording now.
Okay.